Because the pork is quite big, I've removed the top shelf and put my other shelf rack onto the bottom so that there's a nice space. I'm setting the oven to 200 degrees and I'm using the fan force on this one. I've got a red cut of pork, which is a boneless one. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be opening it and then wiping all the moisture off. As you can see on this particular one, it tells you it needs 3 hours of cooking time in the oven. I've opened the bag and as you can see there's quite a lot of liquid inside it, so you need to throw that all away. Wipe it as dry as that you can get it so that there's no liquid on it. And now we're going to put salt on it. Pour a generous amount of salt on it. Don't forget to do the sides as well. And now we're going to just leave that. And we'll come back and wipe it all clean as soon as the salt is melted. I'm using one of these food covers to cover the pork because it's got to stand for at least 10 minutes for the salt to do its work. The salt is quite melted and now we're going to take some paper towels and wipe it all off. You can see it starts going a little bit wet again. Make sure you wipe it all off clean. And now we salt it again. And then just leave that for another 10 minutes. The salt is quite melted and now we're going to take some paper towels and wipe it all off. And now we salt it again. And then just leave that for another 10 minutes. And now we're going to take some paper towels and wipe it all off. And now take some paper towels and wipe it so that it's rather dry. I flipped it over and now I'm going to be using Chinese 5-spice and just rubbing it all over. Don't forget to do the sides. And now the pork's ready to go into the oven. Before you put it in, just give this skin one more wipe to remove as much moisture as you can. I'm putting some water into my tray. So it's half full. I've got an onion, which we're just going to be peeling. And then just cutting it in half. And now I've got a clove of garlic, which we're going to peel. So I've taken 6 of them from the clove, and now we're just going to peel those. So to peel these ones, I'm just going to be taking my cleaver and smashing them. And then the peel just comes off. And now we can put the onions and the garlic in there. And then put the rack on top. Put it onto my rack, and now we're going to put that in the oven and cook it for 3 hours. It's been cooking an hour and a half now, and as you can see, it's starting to look really nice. I'm going to pour about another half a glass of water in because the water seems to be a bit low at the moment. So the pork is done now, and just let it sit for 5 minutes before you cut it. So now we're going to make the gravy. So I'm taking all the liquid from the bottom of the pork to make the gravy. To make the gravy, I'm using an OXO cube and the liquid from the pork. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of corn flour to a bowl. I'm going to start off with 2 and see how that goes, and then just add a wee bit of water to that. I'm using a potato masher to mash all the garlic that we just poured from the pan into there. And then we're going to add the beef stock and the corn flour. And then just stir that until it thickens. So the gravy is nice and thick, not too thick, just a nice consistency. So it's ready. So I'm just going to turn it off. Thank you so much for watching.